Chinese Foreign Minister visits Nigeria to deepen bilateral ties with Nigeria. National Assembly demands improved capital project funding for 2024 budget. And EFCC detains 10 operatives in Lagos over alleged missing items. Hello and welcome to the late evening news at 11 on NTA News 24. I am Chinenye Ngoye and I'm glad you could join us. Nigerian former leader and a social interventionist, General Yakubu Jack Gowon, has paid tribute to a strong ally and the 39th American President Jimmy Kennedy Carter, who passed away on the 29th of December 2024 at 100 years. The former head of state dwelt on a series of the late president's interventions, especially in the area of health, where he conquered guinea worm in Nigeria and parts of the world. Abubakar Akwanga reports.
General Yakubu Jack Gowon last made headlines on his 90th birthday following his remarkable achievements as one of Nigeria's and by extension African former leader. Now the mood has changed because it is time for sober and recall of events with nostalgia as his personal friend and the 39th American President Jimmy Carter bid farewell to the world by 10 years older than Gowon. Now it is time to run down on some of his thoughtful gestures, especially in fighting guinea worm, which was popular in addition to river blindness, lymphatic filariasis, trachoma, among other social interventions.
About 3.5 million cases of guinea worm cases, and 17 of these countries, are in Africa. And Nigeria was then the most endemic of all the countries, in the world. And Nigeria had, I think, there was about 650,000 cases in Nigeria now. But the good thing about guinea worm was that I don't think I have heard that people have died of guinea worm.
The general said states of Southeast, South-South and North-Central zones were major beneficiaries, which earned the country an award for guinea worm eradication with support of the Yakubu Gowon Center. The former Army General and Head of State appealed to former leaders on the African continent to continue to engage in humanitarian services as exemplified by late Jimmy Carter, after which he carried out the traditional signing of condolence register in honor of he who will be remembered for touching many lives in the world at the Gowon Center. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi is in Nigeria as part of his official visit to African countries. He was warmly received by Ambassador Dunoma Umar Ahmed, PhD, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and other top government officials, including the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, His Excellency Ambassador Yu Dunhia. The visit is aimed at strengthening bilateral relations between China and Nigeria, fostering cooperation in key areas such as trade, investment, and infrastructure development. Wang Yi's visit is expected to deepen diplomatic ties, promote mutual understanding, and explore new avenues for collaboration. Wang Yi is scheduled to hold high-level talks with government officials, discussing pressing global issues, regional security, and economic development. The visit underscores China's commitment to enhancing its partnership with Nigeria, driving growth and promoting peace and stability in the region. The National Assembly Joint Committee on Appropriations wants the Presidential Economic Team to take urgent measures towards ensuring release of more funds for capital projects for improved impact on citizens. This came up at a meeting to review the performance of the 2024 budget as both sides continue engagement on the 49.7 trillion naira 2025 budget proposal. In a statement, the Joint Committee observed that, as contained in the report submitted by the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, the overall performance of the 2020 budget stands at 43%, with recurrent achieving 100%, while capital was just 25%. The Minister of Budget, Atiku Bagudu, explained that the huge expenditure on recurrent was channeled to fight insecurity and boost agricultural production and other economic activities. The National Assembly urged government to release more money for capital projects, advocating the ratio for recurrent and capital should be 60-40 as against the current 80-20%. The Defense Headquarters says several ISWAP and Boko Haram terrorists have been eliminated by troops deployed in Sabongeri village of Damboa local government area of Borno State in a combat. A statement by the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, reveals that the terrorists attempted to stage an attack on troops to retaliate the recent killing of their commander and combatants. The terrorists were ambushed by troops on patrol while returning to base, foiling their planned attack. Similarly, the air component of Operation Hardin Kai conducted air interdiction on the fleeing terrorists, with battle damage assessment revealing several terrorists were killed and weapons recovered. The Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center, NPF-NCCC, has intensified its operations against cybercrime, apprehending several suspects involved in identity theft, business email compromise, and money laundering. Francis Form reports that the arrest highlights the growing threat of cybercrime and the innovative efforts of the police to combat it.
The second parade of suspects by the Nigeria Police Force. Among the suspects being paraded at the National Cybercrime Center is a suspected hacker who allegedly hacked the WhatsApp of 2 ministers and 3 senators.
Despite receiving all payments in naira, he takes his cut of the proceeds before transferring the rest to his clients.
Also, another suspect who specializes in hacking business emails to defraud companies and launder money internationally has been apprehended. Investigations by the center revealed that thousands of compromised email credentials were recovered from the suspect's Skype account, which the syndicate used to coordinate its operations.
So he is, the one that is actually responsible for most of this WhatsApp hack.
And every offense committed leaves a trace in its forensic investigation. And that is what we do in the police now. We go scientific to get you. No torture, no harassment, nothing. You can see all these officers on suits.
And these 3 suspects were also arrested for unlawfully hacking a WhatsApp account to defraud their victims of 24 million naira. The suspects confessed to their roles in the crime, which involved impersonating the victim's business associate to solicit funds under false pretenses. Director of the Cybercrime Center assures that investigations are ongoing to recover the stolen funds. Francis from NTA News.
In its continuing efforts to sweep the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) clean of corrupt tendencies, 10 officers of the Lagos Zonal Command of the Commission are being detained over investigation of some missing items. The officers, who were arrested last week on the directives of the chairman of the Commission, Ola Olukoyede, are answering questions related to the theft of some operational items. A statement by the head of media and publicity of the Commission says investigators are making good progress and those found culpable will be subjected to internal disciplinary processes. Meanwhile, a magistrate court sitting in Jimeta Yola, Adamawa State, has convicted and sentenced one Nuhu Issa to 6 months imprisonment with an option of 20,000 naira fine for criminally intimidating FRSC patrol team. The defendant, a passerby, had on 5th of January 2025, while recording FRSC patrol team, intimidated and further instigated passengers to mob the FRSC team who were conducting their lawful duty. Reacting to the judgment, the Corps Marshal FRSC Shehu Mohammed had emphasized the unwavering commitment of the FRSC towards creating safety on all Nigerian roads, and further reiterated that FRSC staff cannot be deterred by threats from miscreants. This story you're about to watch is a recent experience shared by our correspondent on his way from Abuja to Kaduna towards the Idu train station, where he noticed some scary activities which he assumed to be a terrorist attack, only to be told that it was a joint simulation exercise. Though he felt relieved but wondered the essence of simulation in a country like Nigeria. Well, here are the findings from 8THJANUARY.
Eye-popping movement of action. Swift, sharp and suave. It seems like the movies, but it is the situation when terror strikes. Alertness and precision is the game, so casualties can be minimized. This is a typical simulation exercise, one described as an important ingredient to make people learn and practice in a controlled environment without putting themselves or others at risk.
Since 2016, the National Crisis Management Doctrine was promulgated, and it also used the whole of government approach where all security agencies are brought together, ministry, departmental agencies are brought together to train in terms of crisis management.
It is also to create or enlighten on ways to act in case of any unforeseen circumstances. From records, the global practice explores this initiative, with some countries or organizations referring to them as drills. In Nigeria, simulation has been a major exercise, especially for the military and paramilitary agencies, demonstrating tactics in rules of engagement and during terror attacks. How to behave, what to do, who to call, and how to prevent being killed or kidnapped are top considerations.
This kind of simulation exercise, honestly, it sharpens their skills. It helps them to make sound decision, because I've always said, and it's something that is not about me, this is what is globally rated, that to escape from an ambush, it requires just 5 seconds.
Beyond this, it also reflects and increases the level of preparedness of security agencies.
The simulation exercise in a global standard, that it's not good, that has a lot of disadvantages than advantages to the state. When you just procure equipment, right? You procure equipment, then you bring them to, to the public. You call the press. You tell the entire state and the globe, oh, we've just acquired this. Yes, sometimes it has advantages, but a lot more. Most times, that kind of simulation exercise has disadvantages.
Like it's been known, next time when you walk into a place where a simulation exercise is ongoing, don't just watch in excitement, but take your time to observe and learn, and who knows, the knowledge gotten might just be needed the next minute. 8THJANUARY, NTA News.
The late evening news at 11 is reaching you on NTA News 24. We'll take a break here. We have more reports when we return. Do stay.
NTA say thank you to all our viewers. NTA say thank you. A good TV station means different things to different people. What made NTA stand out for you in 2024?
Babu shakka, babu wani gidan talabijin a ƙasar nan da ke nuna al'adu kamar yadda gidan talabijin na ƙasa wato NTA ke nunawa.
Kò sí ibikíbi tí ẹ wà ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tí ẹ ò ti lè wo ilé-iṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn ìjọba àpapọ̀ NTA kétékété kódà tó fi dé abúlé wa.
Standard NTA Bacharuru Okopa Okadigun Okoko now NTA Kalisiakale.
Strength, information, outstanding performance. NTA got the Steve.
For decades, we've towered high with sponsors as partners and viewers as pillars. And as we bid 2024 farewell, we welcome you to a superlative 2025. Because at NTA, you can't beat the reach. Oh,
NTA say thank you. Many thanks for staying on. Traders and residents of Ishibori in Ogoja local government area have lost property worth millions of naira to fire outbreak which occurred on Tuesday, January 7th, 2025 at the central market of the local government. Rosemary Oko reports that the natural disaster has left traders in untold hardship.
Central market in Ishibori, Ogoja local government area of Cross River State has been gutted up in flames. The incident, which happened about 8 p.m. on Tuesday, 7th of January 2025, left many traders and residents camping for safety as goods worth millions of naira got destroyed. Traders were found lamenting in chaos as they salvaged the remnants of their goods that were ravaged by the fire. They are appealing to the government for support.
I was shocked when my sister called me that the whole shop in this place got burned. So when we came yesterday with all the load that is here, we just saw the fire flame very wide. So we don't know how it started.
Everything got burned. Right now, as we are talking to you people, we don't have anywhere to go. We don't have anything to hold on. Nowhere, no help anywhere. We don't even have anything to feed our children. We are stranded. We need help.
Any help they can render to me, I will receive because I'm armed here. So I just lost my husband and just coming out from my business.
The Director General of the State Emergency Management Agency, Gio Antiga, while assessing the damage done, assures them of government intervention. The chairman of Ogoja local government area, Christopher Agbe, miffed by the recurring fire incidents in the local government area, says investigation will unravel the cause of the inferno. He appeals to the shop owners and traders to be rest assured of government intervention to ameliorate their sufferings.
On the side of SEMA, we will do the assessment, check the extent of the damage, what has been damaged, all those affected, and then we do a report. They will decide on what kind of relief, support they will bring to the people being affected.
I think that we are putting our heads together. I was talking to my House Assembly member today. I was also trying to say I will speak to the governor, the deputy governor and the governor. Let's know exactly what.
It is important to know that similar fire incident had happened on Sunday, 5th of January, barely 48 hours, few meters away from the current location, at precisely the State High Court in Ogoja, which calls for concern by all in Ogoja. In Ogoja local government area of Cross River State, Rosemary Oko, NTA News.
Northern Nigeria's Growth and Development, a non-governmental organization, has welcomed and commended the federal government's foreign currency voluntary disclose, deposition, repatriation, and investment scheme launched under Executive Number 15 of 2023. Shehu Mohammed Dati reports from the organization's press briefing to announce its support for the initiative.
The Growth and Development of Northern Nigeria has outlined its objectives, including promoting investment, public policy advocacy, and corporate social responsibility. At a recent briefing, the organization's acting secretary of public policy and advocacy, Haruna Buhari, shared the outcomes of the 17th steering committee meeting. The organization has welcomed the government's voluntary currency disclosure scheme introduced under Executive Order 15, 2023. The initiative is seen as an opportunity for the government to harness significant benefits migrating from borrowing to using these resources as foreign direct investments.
The GDNM recommends that lobby of these wealthy Nigerians and diplomacy is key in this effort, and humility on the part of Mr. President in attracting these wealthy Nigerians will do more
The organization has also made key recommendations, including the integration of dairy development into new Ministry for Livestock Development, adopting the PTF model to address poverty and job creation, and completing the abandoned Ajakuta Kaduna Kano Katsina gas pipeline project.
The GDNN also recommends to government that the solid minerals mining sector will benefit a lot from being exposed to the same model the oil and gas sector was and still is subject to, in which sufficient data on these minerals were generated.
In its final remarks, the organization urged the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and the Minister of Health to visit the Pape Hill settlement in Bwari, taking immediate action to address the health hazards posed by overcrowding. In Abuja, Show Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
Kano State Government has promised to enhance the services and welfare of 2025 Hajj pilgrims, ensuring a more seamless pilgrimage exercise. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf made this commitment during the official flag-off ceremony for the refund of incomplete services to 2023 pilgrims in Saudi Arabia. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
Aisha Balarabi is among the 6,145 Kano pilgrims who undertook the 2023 Hajj pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. She and her fellow pilgrims are set to receive a refund of 61,000 naira each, compensating them for incomplete services during their stay in Mina. Laminu Rabiu, the Director General of the Kano State Pilgrims Welfare Board, informed Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf that the sum of 375 million naira had been allocated by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria for the refund, which will be disbursed to the affected pilgrims. He assured that comprehensive arrangements have been put in place to ensure the smooth and efficient processing of the payments. Governor Yusuf praised the Pilgrims Welfare Board for successful management of the Hajj operation, expressing his commitment to enhancing the welfare of pilgrims in the 2025 Hajj. He also took the opportunity to flag off the distribution of the refunds to the pilgrims. The beneficiaries of the refund expressed their gratitude, commending the transparency of the process and thanking Governor Yusuf for his support during their time in the Holy Land. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
This is still the late evening news at 11 on NTA News 24. Now let's take another look at our top stories. Chinese Foreign Minister visits Nigeria to deepen bilateral ties. National Assembly demands improved capital project funding for 2024 budget. EFCC detains 10 operatives in Lagos over alleged missing items.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu congratulates Frank Abiodun AIG Imokede on his 90th birthday, describing him as a national treasure whose contributions have shaped and enriched Nigeria's cultural and literary landscape. AIG Imokede's illustrious career spans journalism, literature, and public service, including his pioneering work as the first Nigerian university graduate to join the Daily Express, where his storytelling style set a standard for journalistic excellence. President Tinubu says AIG Imokede's life is a pointer to how dedication and service to one's nation can transform narratives and lives, evidenced by the celebrant's successful organization of Festac 77, one of the most iconic cultural events in Africa's history. President Tinubu urges younger generations to draw inspiration from AIG Imokede's legacy of innovation and patriotism. And that concludes the late evening news at 11 on NTA News 24. We thank you so much for being a part of it. I am Chinenye Muye.